Now, it started with the idea of call centres. It developed fast with Indian scientific brilliance in helping develop cutting-edge technology in Silicon Valley. Now, India is exporting a new form of outsourcing to the world's richest countries. From California, the BBC's David Willis.
14-year-old Kevin Yeh is about to meet his private tutor. But she's nowhere near his home in a middle-class suburb just outside Los Angeles.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Vijay.
Her name is Vijaya, and she's talking from the Indian state of Hyderabad. 7,000 miles and more than a dozen time zones separate her and Kevin.
5 cube is 125.
Yet when she's finished teaching him mathematics over the internet, Kevin's sister Kylie takes his place.
You don't have to go to a building and have a tutor for stuff. You can just sit here on your computer and interact with the tutor.
The concept is breathtakingly simple. Teachers working from home in India are available around the clock. They offer unlimited one-on-one tuition with school kids in America and Britain in a range of different subjects for a standard fee of just $100 a month.
Muscular central wall dividing the heart.
This online tuition service is the brainchild of a Bangalore-based entrepreneur who believes the concept could soon spread to the biggest market of all, China.
We have over 3,000 students in US and about 300 students in UK, wherein we launched 2 months back, who use our service. It's unlimited, all subjects, pay a simple subscription fee, and we provide one-on-one supplemental learning.
Now what's all this equilateral triangle about, Nadine? Can you tell me?
India is capitalizing on the fact that personal tutoring is simply unaffordable for most parents in the United States. The developing world is teaching the developed world, and no one seems to miss the human contact.
We can just schedule any hour we want, and kids just go to sit in front of the computer waiting for the teacher. I don't have to drive then. I can go to work, and kids stay home safely.
I divided both the numerator and the denominator by 2.
Right.
The internet is changing our world in certain ways, but just as some things change, some stay the same.
But I've got different numerators and denominators.
It's the huge gap in income between teachers in the West and those in the developing world which makes this service possible. David Willis, BBC News, Los Angeles.
Well, let's now reflect on this. Live to San Francisco, and Vinod Dakham, who is Indian entrepreneur, co-founder of New Path Ventures, widely regarded as the father of the Pentium processor, for leading the Intel team that developed the computer chip, which runs an estimated 90% of the world's PCs today. Vinod, welcome, and thanks for joining us. Your morning, your time, evening in India. Let's look at the horizons and the frontiers opening up. You've done fantastically well. Others are following you. Where is all this going?
I think the world is flat, as you saw in the previous interview on the Tutor Vista. It's getting flatter. It's going leaps and bounds. I think technology is leveling the playing field, and you'll see more and more of talent from China, India, and other countries now feeding into the overall growth of the global economy.
But Vinod, easier to say that. What do you mean by feeding in? Is it price? Is it skills? Is it enterprise? Is it realizing the new frontiers? What is it?
I think it started with the price. People used to go to India for low-cost talent, and now they are going there for brains. So it's changing very fast.
But what's the price of the brains these days? The reason I ask that is in Delhi, in Mumbai, I've heard leading companies say there's a shortage of talent now. The Indians are beginning to price themselves up again.
Oh, that is true. At the highest end of the market, they are. And that's natural laws of market dynamics, and that's fine. But there is 1.2 billion people that are just coming through the ranks, and every day millions of them are getting added on to various stratas of society. So I think this is a ever going on phenomenon for decades to come.
Vinod, do you see an enormous earthquake here? The developed world getting a little complacent and not seeing this challenge from India and China coming?
I don't see that here, at least in US. I think US is very aware of the growth that's taking place in China and India, and they are welcoming it, embracing it, which is the right thing to do. The world has to grow together and not at the expense of each other. And all we need to make sure is that we are growing together and not taking jobs from one place and feeding to the other. Overall, the pie should get bigger as more innovation and creativity takes place and we reach for new frontiers. There'll be jobs on both sides of the fence.
But finally, that great challenge, particularly in your country, India, of getting skills, getting education, getting people through the system to develop that talent, is it achievable in the time frame you're predicting?
Oh, absolutely it's achievable. Even today, India graduates about 500,000 engineering graduates of different sorts, and only 150,000 or so are actually consumed by the internal Indian market. So there are still a couple of 300,000 engineers who need jobs. So I think there's a tremendous amount of supply, and demand hasn't completely caught up yet.
Vinod Dham, father of the Pentium processor, thanks for joining us live from San Francisco. We can see the bridge behind you. Thanks.